Hi everybody. Today we're going to be talking about who you're going to call because Ghostbusters Afterlife hits streaming this week, possibly Blu-ray. I can't remember if it's just streaming first after its cinema release. And I got to see Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I have thoughts and I have things I want to say about Ghostbusters in general. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan ever since a tale that I've mentioned before. I was taken to see it as a kid at the Odeon Cinema in Edinburgh, and over each side light there were little ghosts. So as the lights went sort of faded in and out, the little ghosts were there. It was very cute. I'm still very grateful to whichever Odeon employee did that and impressed me as a child. Watched film, loved it. Was terrified at the start by the librarian ghost. Was bemused by the dream sequence slash ghost delivering oral sex to Dan Aykroyd gag that was slipped in there, and was tense and amused at the ending. For me, it's one of the best of the 80s comedies. It's a classic. I even don't mind the sequel, so obviously I had to get the double pack. Been a fan. Like the soundtrack, even more than just Ray Parker Jr.'s song. Love the couple of weird other songs throughout that are used, especially when the ecto containment unit explodes and you get that sort of airy, strange, kind of weird rock track that plays while Sigourney Weaver's waiting for her apartment to explode. There will be spoilers in this video. I apologise in advance if you've not seen the new film. Then do leave and then come back to us. A lot of people have seen it. We're going to discuss it. I also really liked the previous incarnation of Ghostbusters before Ghostbusters Afterlife. This one, I can see like criticisms of it. The type of humour throughout is different. It was more about letting the actresses riff off one another instead of more effectively mixing the scares and the jokes. So it was always going to be a tough one to follow up the original Ghostbusters. Less the second one, although that's a lot of fun for me. But I think they mishandled it a bit. On the plus side, they just gave girls and young women their Ghostbusters to emulate and look up to, as we look up to Venkman, Stantz, Spengler and Zeddemore. So it's good for that reason as well. I think it's a lot of fun. I just think the jokes that I still enjoy about it are because I enjoy those actresses and their comedy, not because they're like essentially Ghostbusters type jokes. And I've gone on this journey from the very first film. I love the real Ghostbusters. If you're a fan of Ghostbusters, you should check out the cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters. I had elements of the real Ghostbusters role-playing game years ago as a kid. I didn't even have the full game. I just had some add-on packs because the information was cool. Excerpts from Tobin's Spirit Guide and stuff like that. I believe I had the Real Ghostbusters sticker album. I don't think I got far with that. I didn't get far with many sticker albums. I've even bought Ghosts from Our Past, which is the fake version of the book from the film by Erin Gilbert and Abby L. Yates. And one day I'll read through that. It's a lot of fun. So that's where I'm coming from with my love of Ghostbusters. And a lot of people have that love. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Okay, it gets a lot right in terms of the callbacks, and it knows how to push our buttons and here's some nostalgia. Remember this from the first film. It's similar in a way to how Halloween Kills worked. You're getting the same beats, and you're even getting some of the previous cast members appearing. As I said, there will be spoilers. Afterlife starts quite well using the figure of the deceased Harold Ramis as Egon Spengler. Keeps him shadowy, shows him fighting a presence, and you know, the film essentially kickstarts with the death of his character. And I didn't mind that. I didn't mind his spirit sort of being involved, being a crucial part of the plot. Seemed quite nice. Where they drop the ball in that regard is at the end you get full on CGI ghost Harold Ramis, and I'm just not a big fan of that. It never looks quite right. It also didn't look quite right when they used that actor in Halloween Kills. I've not been a fan of this technique ever since I saw Gene Kelly breakdancing to Singing in the Rain remix for some ad. I'm not entirely comfortable with how it is done. If it doesn't feel sort of as vital and or respectful as it should, and I know that there's a lot of love for Harold Ramis and his character in Ghostbusters, and obviously him throughout his life, but it feels, you know, like it's done for extra button pushing and like extra bonus points for people watching the film who grew up with the original. So anyway, the younger cast members though in Ghostbusters Afterlife do a pretty good job. I like Paul Rudd. There's a gag with him being a teacher who can't be bothered to teach a class, and it's just showing them videos of inappropriate horror movies. That's all fun. I didn't mind the fact that there is a returning main villain. There are returning beasts from the first film. Another thing that got me though, and this may seem completely irrational and illogical, is if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the little Mr. Stay Puft Men, the marshmallows who come to life. I know why they're there. It's to have more member berries and it's to sell toys. But plot-wise, they have less reason to be there than anything else that is involved. Like the rest of the plot, repeating the plot beats from the first film, at least has a reason, because it's almost a carbon copy attempt to get this ghostly revival and go on. Mr. Stay Puft in the first film, as you'll remember, only appears because Ray Stantz couldn't blank his mind when they were asked to think of the form of the Traveller or the Destructor. And that's it. So Stay Puft isn't a denizen of the underworld. It isn't some assistant to the big baddies. He was there and iconic in the first movie because of that sequence leading from Ray Stantz thinking. No reason to be in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Is it cute? Hell yeah. Is it enjoyable? Yes. But that annoyed me because they have no reason to be there. Lots of other people though enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I hope if you're one of them, that's great. Lots of other people enjoyed Halloween Kills, and I just couldn't get on with that. I'm having a problem with these films that are coming along years after the original and then just banking on really, really pushing our buttons in the right way, because it works. I'm not immune to the charms of what they're doing, but it's almost like the easiest way to do that. And if they are really investing in a franchise or a series, they should try and open it up more, because some of these movies, if you take away that nostalgia factor and that content, there's little more going for them other than the kind of rehash that we've seen before in sequels to the original that people either enjoy or don't enjoy. But at least those rehashes did them without pretending they were trying to be new, improved, extra shiny. But I'm still potentially going to end up buying Ghostbusters Afterlife, I guess, because I have the others. If anyone has a copy of Tobin's Spirit Guide, then do send it my way. And as I say, I do hope that you know, so many others enjoyed it more. I hope you've enjoyed family time with the movie, and it was great to see the kids taking over in a way that felt good. That part of the film felt good. Actually suffers when it's doing more to just ring the bell to remind you about the first film. But it's out from tomorrow, certainly on streaming. A lot of us saw it at the cinema. I'm not sure when the disc is out for people like myself who still buy discs. But there you go, a little chat about that. That was my main topic for this week. And enjoy yourselves, enjoy the week ahead, watch lots of movies, even if you end up watching Ghostbusters Afterlife and enjoying it way more than I did. Bye.